they need personal training, but you still get clubbed beside your head. You gonna still get shot on these video cameras.
Right.
You're still gonna do everything that we gonna do to you, and you're not gonna be able to control it.
Right.
And this,
We got full authority
right?
and backing.
We got total autonomy of your life. We control it.
Yeah.
And people, oh man, you know, and then you hear people, you know, and I hate to make it personal, but people hear me say these things, and they ask two questions: why you hate white people so much? And I'm like, I don't hate white people. And why are you tripping? That was so long ago. Again, shaming the person instead of addressing the issue.
The situation, right? Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that was this. I mean, nobody. There was nobody to really visibly uh sympathize with Maggie. You know, her parents seemed to be her parents, but they weren't necessarily involved.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to the doctor. The doctor seems to be helping her out, but then she's giving Alma the information and almost just using her for the prescription. So I mean, like it is nobody. Alma wasn't looking out for nobody but herself, and they end up, biting her in the ass at the end.
But but that's again, that's us.
Yeah.
We turn to the people who oppress us and ask them to help us. Damn near 7 days a week. Yeah. Instead of using our pen, which would be our mind, right, our abilities to galvanize, come together, and overthrow the would-be king and its court. But we being, you see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, and we hustling on that hamster wheel.
Yeah. Treadmill of life. You ain't going nowhere.
Right.
And then when you get to a point where you have something, you think you've made it. I can buy a Mercedes. I can buy a fur coat. I can buy a nice big house. But you're still being abused as if our enslaved ancestors. Come on, man. I know maybe I'm going a little too deep, but I know.
No, that's what we do.
I know people have to assume the North loses the war. At some point, they just put ankle bracelets on us and let us go around. Hey, as a matter of fact, these are chains. This is a chain.
Yeah.
They know exactly. They know who I am. They know where I am. They know what I spend. And I still, and then we had these deep conversations as they were doing, talking past each other, really not absorbing. Hey, man, Ben was right. But see, I knew what he was going. You know that conversation we've all had. I knew what you were gonna say, but that ain't what I was gonna say.
Right, exactly.
And then,
I'm gonna finish your sentence, but it's not even what I was about to say. And that was every conversation in this film. She's like, "Look, this happened to me." She's like, "I hear you, but I wasn't there, so how do I know?"
Exactly.
It's
bro.
My word.
Hey, bro, that happened to me, and it happened to me with one of my homeboys. I was at the Washington Post. Everybody hated this dude, Martin, looked like Posse. I can't say his last name because I don't want to do slant, but he did look like Posse off Happy Day. And we all have to have our own experience with everybody in the world. But if Dog say somebody's a bigot, Wilk say somebody a bigot, I say somebody a bigot, Keisha, Theodora, Phyllis, John, Jake, Joel, everybody who's tapped into the forecast say that guy's a bigot. If you haven't experienced bigotry with this dude, what is the likelihood of everybody being wrong?
Right.
The white guys in this office is like, yeah. Everybody hated this dude simultaneously. And one of my homeboys said, hey man, you just got that. I've never seen it. So you telling me I'm lying?
Right.
So I've experienced that, man.
Yeah. I think we all have, at some degree. You tell somebody close to you, hey, this happened, and they're like, well, I don't know, I wasn't there, I didn't see it, so I don't have proof. So I can't agree with you. I can't say it happened.
And then in that instance, you're not asking people to hate someone. Hey man, hate them because I hate them. You're not saying that. You're saying, hey man, look at this BS, man.
Right. Right.
Acknowledge this foolishness.
Acknowledge it. Right.
Exactly, man.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
you know,
And that's when somebody's hurting. A lot of times they're not expecting you to fix the problem. I know guys, especially me, in my marriage, if my wife says something, I'm immediately gonna try to fix it. But sometimes she don't want me to fix it.
right.
I want
It's
you
just
to listen, let her vent, or just be that to acknowledge what's going on, to be actively listening, not just one in ear, one out the other. Yeah.
and you know what? I can equate that to, Ben. I up until today, I never could identify with what I'm about to say. And what I'm about to say is this: I used to always hear psychologists and psychiatrists and therapists say, once you don't trust the man, once a man opens up to you, and you don't acknowledge his pain, he'll never open up to you again. And I experienced a ton of loss this year. And I was venting to somebody today, and they just let me vent. They ain't try to fix it. You know, they ain't doing anything. They just listen.
Yeah.
And I remember walking away saying, okay, I really can trust you.
Yeah.
Because I probably would have never said another word if one negative word would have come out this person's mouth. I'm talking about, and I'm not trying to gun at this person, nothing. I'm just like,
that's real.
I thought that whole, man, you open up to somebody, and I was like, oh, I remember, and even as we're speaking, I'm thinking, hey, all you did, that's all I needed to do was let that out.
Yeah.
But man, 2025 been a bitch for me. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
The very first two people on earth that I identified as my friends passed away this year.
Yeah.
Then the very first girl who I ever identified as a friend passed away this year. Yeah. And that happened in less than 90 days.
Yeah.
Then my main man passed away this year. And another home, man, it's a man. It's been a bitch, and I wasn't even sad when I was talking. I wasn't like, oh, woe is me, oh my god, oh my god, H-Rap, you're having a tough time. I just reflected. I was like, damn, man.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Look, the one of the dudes that passed away is, we go back to this preschool called Beacon House. I remember. I could take this dude back to, I was 4 or 5 years. Now I had to be 4 years old. And he stole the graham crackers, and he stole it. I was gonna try to say, no, we snuck it, but we stole it. But he took the graham crackers, I took the cranberry juice. Remember those little cranberry juice you sip up?
Yeah.
Look, we shouldn't have been doing it. We took them, and I gave him the cranberry juice, and he gave me the graham cracker. We sitting there at nap time, eating them, drinking it. Put it in our pockets, go to sleep, piss on ourselves. That's how far I go back.
So, hey, that's way back. Man.
That's way back. And my other man found out he dead, and it's just like bam, 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 bam. It's just an onslaught of bam. You're dealing with it, and and then you just at some point you got to deal with it. But you know what I'm saying? It's a monster, man. So when you're talking. The point is, when you're talking to Julia Roberts and looking for guidance, looking for support, or just looking to be heard.
Hell, a hug. You ain't even got to say nothing. A hug will go a million miles.
Just, you know what, man? Just don't say ish.
Right.
Just suck it in.
Yeah.
And people today, we all, I mean, the world ain't the same. But you know what the world used to be? The world used to give a damn. And this Julia Roberts did not give a hot goddamn
anybody. Everybody. Her husband tried to open. Her husband did open up.
Yeah.
He opened up.
But that's the world we live in. Yeah. That's the world we live in today. Because suck it up. Or like, okay, like with me, I'm in mourning right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I found out about this Jewish concept. Just show you how beautiful God is. I found out about this Jewish concept of how Jewish people mourn. They said you need 30 days to mourn. All you need to do is go to work and go back home and just, oh.
Yeah.
And then you go to work the next day. You got to do what you got to do. But then you got to let out. That's horrible. They give you 30 days to do that. And then after 30 days, you're really letting it out. You are expunging that sadness, that void from your system.
Right.
And man, I found out about that a week before I experienced this loss. So 2 weeks ago today, I found out about that concept. And you never know why God introduces you to certain things. Clearly, just like with me and my mother, 2006, I made a promise to God that I won't just spaz out on people no more. 2007 was filled with people that were spazzable, like,
they was asking for it.
Yeah, they found me at a bar one time, Ben, and I hate to turn this into therapy session, but it does.
Hey, no, it's all good.
I found myself at a bar, looking at a basketball game, going. I was looking at basketball. My homegirl, the one I do the podcast with, Trey Nash.
Yeah.
She asked me to go to a party with her. She was like, "Look, they think we date. I'm gonna buy you a couple beers, and whenever you ready, if you get ready to go first, but I'm just gonna say it's on you." I said, "Cool." I'm at the bar. She with her people. I'm drinking, and I'm literally sitting at the bar going, "Hey, God, let me cuss this check out." I was literally drinking a beer, talking to God, watching the basketball game. So, look, man, this person didn't push me way further than I normally do. I'm way better than I used to be, God, but let me get this cuss out in.
Yeah.
And one of my homeboys walked in. I hadn't seen him in 8 years. Where you work at? I said, I work here over here at the Post. He was like, for real? Watch out for this person. And then I took that conversation to God saying, hey, man, every fool don't need a response. So fast forward to November. Fast forward to July. And in July happens, and then we go to this Bible study, and it teaches, the first lesson is forgiveness.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to this Bible study. Then in February, I call my mother. I say, "Mom, I'm going to Bible study." She said, "What's up?" "I'm proud of you." I said, "Yeah." I said, "You know what? I'm going to go to church." I ain't been to church since 82, Ben. It's 08.
82.
82, dog. 08. I was like, I'll go to church. It's February. Now get this, Ben. She said, "Oh, you don't go to church?" I said, "Yeah." "When you going?" I said, "On your birthday." My brother's birthday, Saturday, man. So we talk about February. It's like February 13th. December 13th. But it just so happened to be. So I'm going to Bible study, absorbing this stuff. It just so happened to be the time in which my mom gets sick, and I was a healthcare provider. That whole process prepared me. Those people picking at me, gunning at me.
Yeah,
prepared me, because the old me would have choked somebody. But it taught me patience, and even to this day. And then I'm done. I'm talking about rap. Even to this day, experienced the loss. And Wednesday, I said, I literally said, I said this to myself. So I'm gonna go on my head. The oldest memory I can get is my homeboy. He my homeboy now, but his name Clarence Dabney. He threw my coat in the toilet. He got mad at me, put my coat in the toilet. And I said, I'm gonna go back to kindergarten. Clarence Dabney, Miss Bush class. Clarence Dabney threw my coat in the toilet. Even though I've long since forgiven him, so I'm urging, I'm gonna pack up everything somebody ever did to me. I'm gonna put it in a box in my head. I'm gonna set that box on fire. Every week I got a new practice. Every week I'm putting something in that box and I'm burning it. So if you pissed me off today, next week your offense going to that box.
Yeah.
And this is, you have to. That goes into the Jewish thing. You have to purge yourself of all this. Otherwise, this pain will haunt you like it did this young lady.
Yeah.
Young lady
literally ate her lot. She had ulcer.
Yeah.
They didn't say till the end, but I mean, she hated the person that she was.
Mm-hmm.
And it ate at her until she ended up passing out, almost dying. I thought she was gonna die. Mm-hmm. I thought at some point, and maybe at the end or some point in this film, I thought she was gonna die. Like I was like, okay, that's where this film is going, because she She's just a detriment to herself.
And being again, she is a microcosm of the Black community.
Yeah.
We're eating ourselves inside out.
Right.
We are allowing,
literally and figuratively.
and figuratively, we are seeing literally. It's not even 10,000 young people on the TV every day nationwide. It's not 10,000 of them, man.
Yeah.
They're acting the ass. And but these young people are crazy. But we ain't talking about your daughter. We're not talking about my daughter. We're not talking about my son. We're not talking about dog kids. We're not talking about Will kids. We're not talking about my sister's children. We're not talking about Keisha's children. We're not talking about dog other sister children. Nicole. Can't think of Lily.
Yeah, Lily. Yeah.
Nicole. We're not talking about their children. We're not talking about Knox children. Rocket. We're not talking about anybody's children that we know. Right. We see these less than 10,000, and I know it's less than 10,000. Let me tell you why. Yeah. Chicago is a gang-ridden city. You know, less than 10,000 registered gangbangers in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm sure it's way less than 10,000.
Right. Look, they tell us they propagandize crime in this country, right?
Yeah.
We got crime issues. Guess how many people incarcerated in the United States? If you just had to guess, how many people you think will be incarcerated?
I don't know. 4 million?
Less than, it's just under 6 million people. It's 320 million people in this country.
Right. That's a small percentage.
But let them tell it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's why that's honestly a lot of the reason why I don't watch the news. I mean, because it shows you every bad thing that happens in your city. Shows you the weather. They go to sports. They're not highlighting the positive things that are happening in the community.
It shows you the bad things in certain communities.
Right.
This girl is a reflection of that. Look, instead of saying I'm a student at Yale, I'm killing it. I had some issues, but man, overall, I'm a good person. Yeah. All she saw was wrong. Just happened to be that, happened to be that. Right. And that's what I was saying. That's why I can continue to reference her as a microcosm of the Black community. We don't think about the kids, the young people who are getting these full ride academic scholarships, inventing things. What about
multiple? Right.
What about this? I forgot what HBCU, FAMU. They've created something for the environment down there, and the government is funding it and benefiting from it. Yeah. You don't hear about those Black kids.
Hear about that.
You hear about John Doe shoots Jane Doe and Jane Doe stabs Jill Doe, and you're like, what? And then we accept it as fact. Right. These young people, and again, that's us developing a social ulcer.
Yeah,
and it is.
Yeah, that's facts. Man, we hold on to it, and we put that, like you talking about, putting that in a box. We put that in our brain, and that's right the first thing. Yeah, that's the first thing that we go to. It's just them kids again.
And then and anybody who doubts what I'm saying, I'm sorry to dominate like this, man.
No, you're all right. You're all right.
This my lane, and anybody who doubts any word of what I'm saying, I want you to do this. I'm not trying to make my point, but I'm not talking about gang banging and drug dealing. Because gang banging and drug dealing has been going on since this inception of the country.
Right.
We got a movie called The Gangs of New York. So Al Capone, the Kennedys, and all those dudes were running dope and liquor. So I talk about that.
Yeah.
Eliminate gang banging, eliminate gang banging and drug dealing. We're talking about purely wilding out the stuff that we see these young people doing.
Yeah.
Think of 10 people you know, just 10, or you can do 100 people. Prove me wrong. Think of as many people you know. I started off with 10, and hey, you're gonna be the science project for now, man. Think of 10 people you know with children.
Yeah.
How many of their kids are doing anything out of the ordinary? I'm talking about just wilding out, busting in cars, running in stores. How many? None. So how is it that our children are so bad if you and 51, and you're 51, you and 50 other people cannot think of 10 people with kids doing these things?
Yeah.
That means it's a small amount. That means something is being highlighted. There's a light being shined on us. And that's what this
There's a
young
mission. Yeah, there's a narrative that's being
exactly.
pushed and portrayed to make us afraid. A lot of times to make us afraid of our own kids, make us afraid of our own teenagers in our community, and really that makes them think like, what's wrong with me? Like, people won't even say hi. People won't even, like, we had this conversation at our church in the men's fellowship. Like, look, we got all these teenagers. How many times do we say, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?" How many times do we just say hello? Like, we just walk past because we think we can't relate, or we think we can't have a conversation. And we're not even talking about having a conversation. We just talking about saying, "What's up? How you doing? You had a good week?"
As Method Man once said, you walking through your neighborhood scared to speak and speaking because you're scared.
Yeah. Man, that's truth.
Yeah, so that's why I keep going back to, she is a microcosm of the Black community, because we we throw so much pressure on our back, and I ain't being negative. Yes, you are, because you know exactly how this is gonna fit. But what if you're not? That's not. What if the other way? I literally cut off a dude 15 years ago, man. I haven't said anything besides hello to him for 15 years, because I came up with a youth program in my mind. I said, he called me like 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. He said, "What you on?" I said, "Man, I'm writing out this youth program." And when I told him, I was, to this day, I say it's a great program. I'll tell you about it on our time.
Yeah.
They're not going to let you do that. I said, "You know what, dog? I'm glad you wasn't around when King and Abernathy were doing that thing. We'd be riding in the motor messing with you." I said, "Lose my number." I haven't talked to him since, because we keep, like your fellowship said, we keep walking past these children, wagging our finger at them, saying what's wrong with them, instead of uplifting, encouraging, and engaging.
Yeah.
They're cooked.
Right.
And just like
there's no guidance. There's no guidance. There's nobody that's trying to speak with them like we had. We had teachers. We had, everywhere you went. If it was church, school, it was just in the neighborhood. You had somebody that would look out for you, give you some nuggets, give you some wisdom. Sometimes you didn't even ask for it, but they gave it to you. They could see further than what you could see. They've been there, done that, lived it. So yeah,
Ben, we don't even realize that we're human time machines. The reason I say we're human time machines is this, Ben. You'll go through your old neighborhood.
It's been a minute.
Okay. Just imagine this. You walk, just mentally put yourself in your old neighborhood.
Yeah. And I do that sometimes too.
When was the last time you were in your old neighborhood?
Like 10, 15 years.
15 years. You know what? You just bought your house, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Four, yeah.
4 years ago you bought your house.
Yeah.
Don't even go back go back to 5 years. You ever drove through your neighborhood that you lived in before your house?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You're a time machine, Ben, because you are literally walking through that neighborhood, seeing what used to be there, what is there currently, and then building something. That's a time machine.
Yeah.
And we don't even respect our power in regards to that. And guess what? If you are a walking, talking, breathing time machine, do you know how beneficial you could be to a young person?
Right.
Like, hey man, this used to be a movie theater where you standing selling this stuff. This used to be a movie theater, man.
Right.
This was the popping place. What? Yeah, man. That's what they like. One of them is gonna say, like, how? Now you engaging, and now you the old school cat that cared, and you ain't got to say nothing. Just walk away.
Yeah,
that's how they used to give it to us. I know that happened to you. I've never.
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
And it happens.
And they gone, and you still think about that to this day. You still think about them conversations that you had, that wisdom that they gave you. Like you said, this used to be this. This used to be a park, and now it's a 3-rise or apartment complex.
Watch this, man. History has always been my favorite subject. I immersed myself in history big time in 6th grade, Miss Dow's class. Miss Dow told me you should be a historian or archaeologist. When did she tell me that, man? Just take a wild guess when she told me that. What year?
Well, yeah, I would say I can take it a grade, maybe fourth grade, third or fourth grade.
It was sixth grade, 1981, 44 years ago. I still hold on to it to this day.
Yeah.
So, and that wasn't a horrible situation I was in, but people thought Miss Dow was crazy. She would yell and scream at you, but she wasn't yelling and screaming to be a detriment. She used to be like, damn it, kid, you must try. And people thought she was crazy. Miss Dow used to get so frustrated. If you didn't try hard, she would take the chalk and just break it.
She cared. Hey, that was showing that she, yeah.
My aunt had her, my sisters had her, my cousins had her,
wow.
Both sides of my family had her.
Yeah.
And then Miss Dow, that's the crazy one. As children, it's crazy, but man, bruh, Miss Dow.
She was crazy about y'all learning. She was crazy about y'all trying.
And for those who swear to God, I hate white people because they listen to my program and they hear it and not listen. Miss Dow was a white one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then to draw this parallel again, so Alma, as soon as it started to hit the fan, and so fast forward, she's been taking these pills the entire film. As the viewer, this is great, great filmography. As the viewer, you just think that's her prescription and she's taking it because she's sick. Fast forward, you figure out that she's using a fake prescription from a friend that was a doctor, and it ends up coming to a point where they're like, yeah, you've been getting this subscription and it's not yours, and you've been taking it. We got proof. So as soon as that happened, she was just like, okay, I don't care about anybody. She already didn't care, but now she displaying she doesn't care, and she ends up talking to Maggie, and she ends up basically just verbally destroying her.
Mm-hmm.
And like, how many times when we having our worst day or something bad happens to us, and we immediately go to somebody else and try to tear them down when they ain't had nothing to do.
Again, white women not getting their way. And I hate to dump on the white community because it's not the entire community, but it's most of y'all. I'm not gonna. I hope I don't care if I offend you, because only dogs holler the ones that get hit.
Right.
Y'all, the good white folks is in minority, just like the bad black folks are in a minority.
Right.
But y'all don't feel it until, as Theodora said, y'all don't feel it until that rock hits you in your damn head.
Yeah, it hits home.
Making sense.
Yeah.
No. And this is exactly what, dude. The more I think about it, man, the more I think about the more I think about it. This movie had nothing to do with these three people. This is America.
Yeah. And maybe that's what the director was trying to do, because we've talked on this show numerous times about films that are made and don't have any quality to it, and we have trashed them plenty of times. But films like these that produce conversation, this is what we need. And they're actors to portray these roles, but these roles are related, like we've been saying all night, is related to the way America is.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And when the victim gets victimized, and the
victimizer is only a puppet in that play.
Right. True.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And everybody, and I think the great thing about this film is everybody truly showed who they were, because the whole film you're thinking, okay, Hank did it. We figured he did it, and then he ends up staying in Maggie's apartment, and then she comes over there, and then I had a feeling he was gonna try to come after her, which he did. She was like, "Nah, this is not even what this is." So, what'd you say?
The president.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And you just think you got some. You think you have the upper hand, so you take advantage. And that was this film one on one.
I mean, dude, president, the ships, and the Gulf. White America, Julia Roberts, black people, brown people, people of color were Maggie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, I don't want people to think I think all black white people are bad. Some of the best people I've met in my life are white folks, but they are in the minority, and I refuse to believe anything else. And if I'm wrong, tell you what. To anybody who watches this program and assume that I'm wrong for saying that good white people are in the minority, one question: explain to me why the people who are in my community and other marginalized community, whether it be women or whether it be people from other countries who are heritage from other countries, why are we still fighting for the exact same thing we were fighting for 162 years ago?
Yeah.
Now, because the majority of us are fighting for that, no matter what other culture you come from. We are saying, hey, man, just leave us alone. Let us do our thing. And if the majority of y'all are fighting for the same thing, it shouldn't be a fight anymore after 162 years.
Right. Right.
So
shouldn't be.
Either y'all full of it or y'all up with it.
Yeah.
Either way.
It's
acquiescence.
Right. And then you fast forward to the end, and Maggie's winning. Assuming like she wrote a book or something. She's about to get married.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at Alma, and she looked busted and disgusted. I mean, she's like, I'm happy, but I lost everything. And Maggie's like, okay. Like I was put in the worst situation in my life, and you telling me you lost everything. That's because you made bad choices. Not because I did anything to you. You made multiple bad choices, and that was the consequences. And that's what we need in America too. You face these consequences, you bad choices and bad decisions that affect multiple people.
I almost called you Mo. Ben, Ben, again, Maggie is our community. If you stop fighting who you are and live up to your ability, you can get to a point
right.
You don't need anyone.
And you don't even need to be trying to get people's approval and people's
acknowledgement.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So that she is the black dude. She's and if anybody is hearing victim shaming, I'm not. What I'm saying is victims just to create victim. The lashes from victimhood are covered by scabs. What is it? Scabs.
Yeah.
Scabs. Those scabs are rough.
Yeah.
Use those scabs to fight off this madness, and then you move forward. Like I'm not patting myself on the back, but like I've decided to do. I could be wallowing right now. I'm in pain. I ain't gonna front. It sucks.
Yeah.
But I'm taking James Barnes, Taryn Alexander, Ray Shaw, my uncle, Kenya Combs, and other people who I've lost in 2025, along with things that have annoyed me, angered me, hurt my feelings. I'm packing it all up. I packed it all up because I said I was going to have it done by the service this Friday. I packed it all up. I put it in the mental box, and I set that box on fire. And I got a new mantra. I'm going to do that every week, and you get 30. You piss me off, you got 30 minutes. You got 29. No. I said you got 29 minutes when you offend me. In the event that you offend me, you have 29 minutes. And after that 29 minutes, it's over. Yeah. Because I'm not giving you 30.
Right.
So
I'm not giving you more than what I'm gonna decide I'm gonna give it.
Yeah.
Because if we let it run on,
it will run on. You heard me tell the story about 1985. Donald Thompson slapped me, and I almost punched him in his face about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So Donald, next time I see Donald, shout out to Ron Coleman, shout out to my man Larry Brandon, shout out to Cedric Trotter and Mo and others who have just said, man, let it go. I'm letting it go now.
Yeah.
You've offended me. You've hurt my feelings. You've scarred me. I'm gonna use that roughness on the scar. And that's what Maggie did. She took that roughness on the back of a scar and uh 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 fixed. I just fixed myself.
Yeah. You don't keep peeling that scab off.
Right, and that's what we
You
found.
let it heal. You take that time, like you've been talking about. Take that time to let it heal. And even she said that at the end, I don't care for people's approval. I'm not doing anything else I don't want redemption anymore, is what she said. I stopped caring about redemption.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna do me in my lane and not worrying about what you got going on. I'm surprised she even met with her. I don't know. They didn't give like any backstory on how that came about, but she didn't let it get to her.
Exactly. But see, again, this is why I keep calling Maggie the Black community.
Yeah.
We keep saying, I'm gonna buy this suit for $10,000, this $1,000 suit, because I'm going to show them.
Right. And they don't care.
They don't care.
That's the part.
That's the part y'all keep overlooking.
Right.
They don't care.
Nah, they perfectly fine with whatever we got. They perfectly fine because it's they don't respect it and they don't care.
I'm telling you. So shout out to Maggie. Shout out. Hopefully people watch this and they see Maggie as us.
Yeah.
And they use the Maggie energy. And think about it. The person in the middle was the most what's the most toxic person, and they got what they want, and they still crashed and burned.
Right. What's up? What's up, D Great? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. All right, man. So let's round this out with some final thoughts. Mike rating once again, After the Hunt. It's available on Amazon. Give me your final thoughts and Mike rating.
Even though I've been talking all the time, but this is a thought-provoking movie about life. Look past the story and apply this to the essence of who you are.
Yeah.
A lot of times the words don't do a justice song. It's the words, it's the melody, and the sentiment behind the writing of a song. It's the sentiment behind the movie that you need to watch. That's why I give it a 4.5.
4.5. Okay. All right. I was coming into this like a 3.5, but I think I'll give it a 4.
Mm-hmm.
We got pretty much a 4 out of 5, and
I'll go with 4 too. Give me the 4.
Okay.
5 is perfect, and it's not.
Yeah. So IMDb 5.8 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 37%, and then Metacritic 52 out of 100. So I don't know. The critics wasn't really feeling it, but I don't know. Amazon don't get a lot of love on their films. I don't know why that is, but
I know why. A lot of these films got people that look like us in it. See, we don't. Again, back to what you said a few minutes ago. They don't care. You have a bunch of people who are culturally blind, looking at culturally inspired movies.
Yeah, right.
Let's just go back. We can go back 41 years. 41 years. 1984, the summer that Purple Rain took over the world. Siskel and Ebert destroyed that movie. And it is known as a classic.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was culturally aware.
Yeah, I just wonder during that time, would it be in Prince? I'm just imagining we was going to go see it regardless. Like, we didn't care what Siskel, Ebert, any of them had to say. It was Prince. And then when you go to see it, again, you don't allow the critics to cause you to not watch something or interact with something or even visit a place or whatever. And we got that bad as a culture. We will read something and that'll cause us to not even engage with it.
Watch this, Ben. Watch this. This is just the raw dog craziness of it. You've been watching sports as long as I am, in regards to the span of your life.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard this statement? The Cowboys, your team, man. The Cowboys, they didn't win the Super Bowl last time. They went to the Super Bowl 20 years ago. They didn't win because Jimmy Johnson just wasn't good enough. Have you ever heard any Super Bowl team that lost by a reasonable amount of points? Have you ever heard, and coach just wasn't good enough to get them over the top? You've never heard that.
No.
Even in blowouts, you never heard, and that coach just wasn't good enough to stop that blowout. This will show you how culturally biased people are in America. I heard that yesterday about Lovie Smith. When the Bears went to the Super Bowl, he said, the Bears haven't been to the Super Bowl in 20 years, and they have won one in 40 years. In 05, we went there, but Lovie wasn't good enough to get
Really?
over the hump.
Rex Grossman was the quarterback. I was shocked that they even got there, period, which is a testament to Lovie. But they had Rex Grossman.
You see the
and Devin Hester. I don't remember anybody else on that team. Maybe Forte was on that team, maybe.
Matt Forte was not on that. Yeah, no, he was he? I don't even. But as you see, I know Lance Briggs, Michael Brown, Alex Brown, the tackle. I can't think of names from Oklahoma. You knew the defense.
Yeah, Urlacher, right.
Nobody else. Peanut Tillman, nobody else.
Yeah.
So that's the cultural head nod that we don't get. Lovie wasn't good enough. And did he say, okay, if that was his mindset, Mike Ditka took them to the Super Bowl in 85 and never won another playoff game.
Right. Yeah, and went to another team.
And stunk all damn. More than Brett Funky.
Yeah.
But
and that's just the black coach narrative.
And that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Because hell, Shanahan's been there 4 years.
Enough yet. Besides Mo hates Shanahan. Hey man, it feels good to be able to read. You're in the show.
That was last week, the week before last.
I got on Friday, Jack. Brian H. B. Williams, Jack.
There you go. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Shout out to the likes, RC in the building. Thank you for the thumbs up. My parents, Ben and Irene, thank you. Blue Streak, D Great.
Okay.
Let's get into this preview for next week, man. As soon as I seen this, I don't know how it came across my timeline, but I'm like, this is us. I think we've been waiting on something like this. So let's get into this preview for next week.
If there were no black cowboys, then America would not exist.
Ride on, King Jesus!
What, you want proof?
No man can deny me.
The black cowboy was intentionally removed from the story so that we can create the myth of the American white cowboy.
As soon as cowboy became a cool thing was exactly when they took that from us.
You know, white people really got some nerve.
When you say cowboy, I don't think a Lone Ranger.
The actual real Lone Ranger was a black man.
Land is everything. Land is freedom. Land is power.
It was just stolen. That's a heist.
What you don't want to be known, you erase it.
All this right here, y'all gonna have to rewrite that.
Country music is black music. Has it been stolen? Has it been heisted? Is there anything black people made that hasn't been heisted?
You rewrote the history. We are just going back and straightening the story out.
To reclaim what was stolen from us, we have to tell everyone.
All right. And coming up next week, High Horse, the Black Cowboy, kind of reminds me of of a Hound the Hog type documentary. It's a 3-part, 40 minutes each episode. So that's a smooth series right there. So that's what we're gonna do next week. A-Trap, I know you kind of touched on a lot today. What did you talk about on the show?
I haven't done a show. You could go. I can give you my last show. My most recent show was Saturday. Let me pull it up. After you've done.
Y'all been dropping some gems.
No, we didn't even do. Her child's birthday was this week, so I ended up doing a separate show on my own.
Okay.
It was called Chaos to Control. Chaos to Control. What that show is about is we are witnessing chaos so they can control your mind. You put out certain things in front of the world, so it is a distraction. Everything is a distraction. You bring up this fiasco with SNAP benefits, this fiasco with SNAP benefits, this fiasco with Medicare and Medicaid. And not everybody's talking about everything else, but then you get into a world of trouble with these Epstein files, and then you do something else. Now you're in a world of trouble by blowing up things, and you got the world looking at you crazy, and now you're trying to deflect. You continue to further pivot and pivot and pivot and pivot. And instead of paying attention to our community, we are paying attention to things that don't concern us, like the old folks used to say, them white people problems. And what we can do is start looking at our diet, adjusting our diet, eating more vegetables, drinking a ton more water. See, if we start adjusting to health, mentally, physically, and spiritually, you won't need diabetes medication. You won't need high blood pressure medication. You won't need as much Medicaid and Medicare as is being reduced from us. And if we start investing in, and it's not a shot at our audience, if you guys start telling a friend to tell a friend to tap in, like, share, and move forward, what me and Ben can do is continue to expand our platforms. And when we expand our platforms, at that we can get to a point where, let's just say hypothetically, we got 400,000 people supporting both of us. Now me and Ben are making enough money so we can have production teams. Now we got production teams. We're employing people. Some of those 350,000 black women who lost jobs, they could become CEOs at BS3 and the end of the bench. And when they do that, we can continue expanding. And like me, over the last month, I wrote out 2 television shows. I'm in the midst of writing a book. We can, again, with those 800,000 people, both 400 supporting Ben, 400 supporting me, we can turn ourselves into a self-contained unit that needs no one. They're not going to shut the internet down because that's where they're making their money. So you don't have to worry about that. Then we can start funneling our stuff to Mansa. Mansa is a platform that is equal to Tubi, but with higher quality film. And guess what?
Not owned by Fox.
And not owned by Fox. It's owned by BLKs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to focus on the health mentally, the health physically, and the spiritual health. That's why I really, really enjoy your parents' podcast, because they attack spiritual health at all time. Me and you on our other platforms, we attack mental and physical health. And if we start just living that way,
if we just elevate those things,
like
our mindset is just different. Like you get bogged down if you eating out every meal of the day, you can't fully function. Your brain is not functioning at the high enough level where it needs to be. So
when last time you had soup? When last time you made a homemade soup? When last time you cooked dinner 4 days in a week?
When the last time you had an orange? I had a coworker say, "Man, what's that smell? Like, it's an orange." He was like, "Man, I hadn't smelled one of those in a minute." I'm like, bro.
Man, when I
we just apples, oranges, man. We get back to the basics.
used to be, hey, at one point in your life and in my life, right now, we could go to our mother's home and there would be a big bowl of fruit there with walnuts and all that stuff in that bowl every year as an annual centerpiece on everybody's cocktail table.
That's what we got for Christmas. Everybody got that sack, with the apples, oranges, and the walnuts in there.
And the walnuts in there. Are we still?
Man, that's why my grandmother, I mean, she was one of the healthiest people, never been in a hospital. And that was like her thing. She was like, I'd never been in a hospital. You know, later on she ended up getting dementia, but Alzheimer's, but you know, she was healthy and she really displayed that, and that was a great example, you know, for us.
And stay on, man. I'm gonna tell you to go get some. You know, I tell everybody, get you some chlorophyll. It's a little green. It's a bottle of green liquid. You get your bottle of water, take 2 or 3 drops in it every day. It removes the metals and things to that from your body. Your bio will be green. And don't get me wrong, like Christmas tree green until you stop drinking. But guess what? It removes the aluminum, the metal, and stuff like that from your body. And guess what that does? That eliminates the smell. Your body will not have a smell. You won't need deodorant. And they don't promote this type of stuff because when you do that, your skin will smooth. You got alopecia, your skin will smooth out. You got to get this stuff out your body. That's why we are potentially suffering from things like Alzheimer's and stuff like that, because we don't take cod liver oil, we don't take castor oil, we don't take these things. We don't eat onions on a regular basis. That helps your heart function. Right. I don't like onions, make your breath stink. Well, you want to die?
Exactly.
You have the best breath in the morning, you know.
Exactly.
Out his mouth, because he ain't breathing.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I used to think it was corny, but your health is wealth for real. Because like you can have all the money you want, but if you can barely move around, if you can't even drive that Bentley that you got, if you can barely maneuver, and you can't enjoy that money, like what is it? What is it for then? Like we have the opportunity. That's one thing that we have control over. What we put in our mouths, we have full control over that. Nobody's forcing us to eat anything. So, like that's the takeaway from tonight. And take care of yourself, man. Get the checkups. Make sure you're going to your doctor. You don't have to do everything that they say do, but you need to get checked out, especially us. So, all right, man. Go ahead and close this out, A-Trump.
Hey, man. Love yourself, love us, support us at all times. BS3 in the building. Hit like, hit share, tell a friend, tell a friend. The end of the bench in the building. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Help us, help you, help us, uplift all of us. We're out.
Peace.